welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcel Swiley.
My dog.
You put that together.
Hey, look, y'all.
Let's talk.
My takes have been bad, so the fit's got to look good.
Oh,
you can't strike out on both.
Yeah, that's
You know
real.
what I'm saying? I got to at least go 1 for 2.
Yeah.
I'm starting now 1 for 1.
Yeah.
We'll see how the show ends.
That's how everybody that can't golf looks. They look good when they get on the course, and then 4. All right, y'all, let's get it started in Brooklyn, where the Nets absolutely blew out the Bucks last night to go up 2-0 in their series. Brooklyn led by as many as 49 points and held the Bucks to only 86. What is going on? And they did it all without James Harden, who sat out with a hamstring and tightness. But they still have Kevin Durant, who had a game-high 32 points. Take a listen to a very confident KD after the game.
Tomorrow will mark 2 years since you initially injured your calf. I know you worked your butt off to get to this point, but did you ever think you'd be this good?
Is that a real question? Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
what you want me to say to that? Of course I
mean,
did.
it's pretty impressive what you've been able to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I mean, that was 2 years ago. I'm looking forward to just getting up tomorrow and going to practice, watching film, and seeing how we can get better. But, I appreciate that. But, that was too long ago.
Come on, media, do better. Acho, was game 2 more about the Nets or Bucks?
See, Sal, I don't even know if we can go here. You said media do better. How about KD? That wasn't confidence. That was disrespectful.
That was?
That was disrespectful.
Did you think you could be?
That's a
as
good
good as you-
question.
That's a dumb question. KD is like the best player in the game, even if you hate
See,
him.
he's like the best player. He's not the best player.
Okay,
He's like the
but
best
did
player.
he think he could be this good? I mean, did you wake up saying, I ain't gonna be that good?
I was shocked.
You were shocked?
I was shocked.
How?
That it came this fast. I thought I'd be good eventually. I was shocked.
That's a different question. Bad
Shocked
media
a
again.
little bit.
I'm not shocked at all.
Anyway, let me get to how shocked I am about how trash the Bucks have been. Can we? Because here's the thing. I do a good enough job looking dumb on my own. I do. On a daily basis, I do enough things to look unintelligent. I do enough things to look like I didn't prepare. I do enough things to look idiotic and foolish. I don't need any help. And Chris Middleton.
Look him up.
13 of 43 through 2 games. You making me look terrible. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Ugo. Nigerian. I say your whole last name, Giannis. He call you the Greek freak. That's what Marcellus does. Other people just call you Giannis. But I say Antetokounmpo. I say Giannis Ugo. And you do this to me? To me! You come out here and make me look foolish for believing in y'all. Now it's still Bucks in 6. Because it is.
What the hell? You go home with that BS.
Still Bucks in 6
Man,
because
stop.
I gotta stick to my convictions.
Oh, God.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Well, you fail already.
I know, I
Just
did.
get up.
I did. We fall down. But I'm gonna get up. Now look.
Oh, God.
I blame the Bucks for this nonsense. I blame the Bucks, and it's nonsense. What we've been watching isn't basketball. Well, it's basketball by one team. It's nonsense
It's
by
basketball.
another. Giannis, they're not daring you. They're not double daring you, not triple daring you, not quadruple daring you. They are quintuple daring you to shoot a 3. And you can't. 0 for 3 from the 3. Giannis! Come on, big dog. 18 points in 31 minutes when KD had 32 points in 33 minutes. Giannis, you're supposed to be one of the best players on the planet. You don't look like one of the best players on the court. Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, the first game, you went 6 for 23. I said that was an outlier, not you, Chris Middleton. Not the same Chris Middleton who was shooting daggers against the Miami Heat in round 1. Not the same Chris Middleton who we said after last year's playoffs is a true bona fide number 2. Remember when Giannis got hurt and you, Chris Middleton, balled? I took confidence. I took pride in you, Chris Middleton. No longer. 3 for 8 from 3 this game after going 0 for 5 from 3 in the first game. Chris Middleton, 13 of 43. Chris Middleton, a number 2 where? Number 2 how? Number 2 not in this series. So, I want to give credit to the Nets.
Oh.
You know how I feel about
Keep talking.
Kevin Durant, the person. Kevin Durant, the athlete, incredible. Kevin Durant, the person I have major issues with, which is why it's so hard for me at times to differentiate between the art and the artist. It's hard for me.
You want to be Jay Williams?
It's
part
hard
2?
for me.
You want some Jay Williams easy money sniper smoke? You
It
want
is easy money, and he's a sniper right now on
Oh,
Twitter.
man, he stay on the streets. I love it.
But before I can praise the Nets, we have to understand The Bucks shot 60% from three in game one. Third worst three-point shooting percentage of the season. Then they backdoored, shooting 29% from three in game two. Now, Sel, we could praise the Nets, and we should praise the Nets. And I'm going to let you praise the Nets, because you and KD, y'all both share similar traits. Y'all are both mean.
I'm not mean.
So I'm going to let you praise the Nets. But what I'm going to do is this.
What?
The Bucks have scored the least points cumulatively that the Nets have allowed over a two-game stretch all season. So what that tells me is it has more to do with the Bucks. The Nets have never allowed 193 points or less over two games all season. All season. Combined, haven't allowed less than 193 points. I couldn't have imagined this nonsense.
Oh, you couldn't?
Not in my wildest dreams could I have imagined this tomfoolery. Now, again, I said this on Twitter. I'm going to say this in public before I pass the baton to my better cohort. Don't blame my stupidity on being a football guy. Because Marcellus Wiley was a better football guy than I was a football guy, and even he nailed this take. So I am just owning being foolish on a few things. Number one, my Nigerian bias. I believe that Naija know they carry last. And so I believed in Giannis that he would not carry last. But he is carrying last with both arms and both hands. So, Sel,
yes,
you've been right. I'm done.
Yeah, you done?
Go ahead.
That's it?
Go ahead.
Oh, man, I am not mean. I am not hateful. The only thing I hate are lies. I don't even hate the truth because the truth hurts. I hate people who think I'm going to have mercy on them. Look at you. As the Brooklyn Nets are the mercy rule in the NBA, I have no mercy when I see somebody. So if I'm about to fight you, Acho, like I'm about to fight you right now, even if you start hitting yourself, don't think I ain't gonna hit you too. You try to 8-mile me, that ain't working up here. That take was longer than Roots. You ever watch all the Roots? You ever try to plow through Roots? Roots has been longer than my life. I ain't finished Roots yet. Ooh, but you know what? You know the answer to this. You got to give love to the Nets. You got to praise the Nets. Now, I'm in a place where I'm teetering between I told you so and also like, damn, dog, I could sound a little arrogant because this one wasn't about me being right. And boy, up 49, I couldn't be more right ever.
Couldn't.
But I'm on the fence of like how much syrup I should pour on this take just because I'm really more concerned of why did you think anything else? Like you said, I couldn't imagine. You know how you talk, you repeat it. I couldn't imagine. Yes, you could. Yes, I'm right here. I didn't even have to imagine it. I knew it was real. This is with James Harden. Now, without James Harden, I will admit my confidence didn't get hit, but it certainly was surrounded by a little bit of doubt. Like, how are they going to work? Because I said it yesterday. This team, the ball will move better without James Harden, but they won't be a better team. The latter part of that statement may be edited. They may be a better team, not because James Harden is not going to help them be better. It's easier to figure out without James Harden there. Why? Because numbers 4 through 7, 4 through 9 activate. They like, the ball's going to move. I'm going to get some time, some shine, some burn. Something's going to come my way. Blake Griffin is trying to turn back the hands of time right now. He's trying to turn back that clock and get some of that money back that he gave up to join this damn team. Props to you, Blake Griffin. But this is embarrassing if you are a Milwaukee Buck. Y'all went to training camp together. Like, you know, y'all added Drew Holiday, and that was the cherry on top to a team that was ready-made, battle-tested, who's been there before. We're finally going to get over the hump. And then a team that just got put together the other day, just because they homies, just because they got all of their own burner phones. Like, oh, you got my burner number 2? All right, I'm going to text you. Let's hook up. And then one of them drops out like, nah, dog, Miami, y'all handle that. And they like, no problem. And they still handle the Milwaukee Bucks. Woo, Giannis is lucky he opted in and signed long-term to this team. Because this whole organization, the whole landscape, is going to be towards him in likability, like, oh, we going to stall him out. Because he's a good guy, high character. He bought into us. You know where, if he would have went anywhere else with this type of performance and this type of result, they've been like, dog, you are sorry. 18 points while y'all getting ran by 49, end up losing by 35. Ugh. I got nuggets. I got real stuff of substance up here. But first and foremost, how y'all get ran off the court like that with a team that's playing with one arm behind their back?
I'll tell you how.
You tell me how?
I'll tell you exactly how.
Let me hear.
One, you have 16 turnovers to their 8.
Okay, let's talk. Nuggets.
2, they shoot 50% from 3, and they shoot 42 threes. You shoot 30% from 3, and you shoot 27 threes. Do the math. They make 21, you make 8.
It's simple.
Basketball is fun. It's great, all that, but it's really just a numbers game. You got 2s and you got 3s. You ain't even got to solve for X. Like, it's that simple. So I'll tell you how. We'll talk more about it later, but you asked me, so I gotta just cut to the chase. Why did I believe the Bucks truly had a chance? Because of what we saw.
So what?
In the regular season, the Nets with KD and Kyrie, they were 10-9. I'm not making this up. It's not a stat. Emmanuel Acho just pulled out his pants lying. Y'all look it up. KD and Kyrie, they were 10-9. With Kyrie and James Harden, they were 16-3. With KD and James Harden, they were 3-0. So they were 19-3 with James Harden, and they were 10-9 with KD and Kyrie. Everything we saw, albeit the regular season, but everything we saw said that the Nets were going to be in some form of trouble. Some form. So you and I have been in this position before where we've either been in a weight room drill, a sprint drill at practice, some sort of drill, and we be killing whoever we going up against.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. But then all of a sudden, they turn it on. And you realize, oh, snap, they had way more than I thought they did. I thought they was trying. They're not. So clearly the Nets, who have now held the Bucks to the lowest scoring amount over the course of 2 games, now this Nets team, who is 500 without James Harden, but has now just gone 2-0 essentially without James Harden. He only played a minute in game 1. Now this Nets team is completely different than the Nets team I was assessing and analyzing based off the information they gave me. The job of an analyst is to assess the information that you have. I'm not a meteorologist. I do not forecast. I assess the information that I have been given. What information were we, the general public, given? That Kyrie and KD are good, but that James are great. But that James Harden is the catalyst. James Harden accounts for 53 points between points and assists. KD accounts for 35. Kyrie even lesser.
Okay.
That's what we told. That's what I was told.
Okay.
I was told that Giannis was a 2-time back-to-back MVP. I was told that Giannis was a defensive player of the year. I was told that Giannis had nothing but heart. That Giannis signed back with the Bucks to bring them a chip. I was told that Chris Middleton was a true number 2. I was told that Jrue Holiday was one of the best on-ball defenders the game has seen in the last several years. That's what I was told. Clearly, I've been told a lie.
Oh, really?
For the time being.
Yo, really? They told you a lie, or you believed your lying eyes? Because guess what? You trusted your stats and those lying eyes more so than your experience. And what's your only expertise? You forgot where you are from.
I did.
No joke. What did you call? What did you say? No joke. I ain't gonna say it because I might get in trouble. But here's the thing.
My dog.
Dog. What? I used this word yesterday, and I'm gonna start using this word a lot more in my takes. Empirical.
Okay.
And we're talking about trusting in your experience and observation rather than just in pure logic and theory.
Okay.
I have nuggets on nuggets on nuggets too, but I always incorporate this by what I have felt, what I have experienced, and what I have seen beyond what this paper will tell me. So here's the thing. When someone walks up to you and they tell you, look, I'm putting a basketball team together, and you're like, okay, who's on the squad? And they say Kevin Durant, your eyebrows should go up. Now, then they say, and Kyrie Irving, now your eyebrows should be where your forehead is, if not whatever you got.
I got a little forehead. I got a little forehead. My eyebrows got to be here.
I was going to say, we got to skip that with you. But everybody else. And then they say, oh, we're going to ask James Harden too. Now, your hairline should be right down here because your eyebrows are way up here. You're like, what? You're like, boom. You're like, what the hell is that? You will all of a sudden say, but what are they going to do on defense? Calm down. I ain't even got to that part yet. You will start there and say, but what about the others? I ain't get to that yet. All I said is I'm adding those 3 pieces, and you should have already in a place of like, there's nothing that's going to stop that. Only thing that could stop them is themselves.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? I knew they wouldn't because of this. When we played our game, when we played football, we knew the real ballers from versus those who were stat ballers, right? Like sometimes, I ain't gonna call no names out because I'm glad they got theirs, even with the stats that were sometimes hollow. You know the difference. So when I come up here and I see nuggets, I don't give a damn. I see Giannis, two-time MVP.
Yes,
I see Giannis, defensive player of year, all that. But I also see he's on a team that has 12th ranked in offensive rating. Most turnovers. Worst free throw shooting percentage. Shooting a three, 31% in the playoffs. Worst among teams. I don't give a damn who you think you are. I know what y'all are. Y'all ain't good enough. And then you look at the Nets, and you're like, dog, they got those pieces. And then more importantly, they have the basketball IQ that they all will buy in. I don't understand why you didn't buy it.
I will allow you all to understand because this story has not yet ended. Okay, we're on chapter 10 of a 15-chapter book. The Nets still have several games to win before we crown them champions. I'm going to say it like this. I respect the Nets. I'm going to say it like this.
You better.
We've played teams in any sport, in any league, that are front runners. A front runner, which means when everything is going well, they be balling. But the kicker about being a front runner, you can always run from in front. Milwaukee Bucks at least challenge the Nets. Make them go through some adversity. The only way the Nets can be stopped is if they stop themselves. But the only way they will stop themselves is if you make them go through some sort of adversity, some sort of tension. Pressure bursts pipes. Pressure makes diamonds. Put them under pressure so at least you got a chance.
How come you think they're not trying to put them under pressure? They can't.
They're trying.
They don't have the capabilities.
They do have, Stell, they have the capabilities. Chris Middleton is not the player that he has been playing light. They have the capabilities.
You want to know why? You think he woke up out of bed not playing well? No, he woke out of bed thinking he was great. Like, that's why KD was like, what the hell dumbass question was this? Like, you think I didn't think I was going to be this good? Dog, you played. Forget results. Stop lying to people. Every single player I know in pregame, oh, they got 5 sacks. They got 2,000 yards receiving, 4,000 yards passing. Give it to people simple. Watch a track meet. Watch DK Metcalf get smoked. Watch anybody in warm-ups. High knees hitting them in the chest.
Great.
Oh, my God, perfect form. Unbuttoned at the bottom and then tight at the top because they know they go. And go. Slow as hell. So don't give me this. They're not playing well. Chris Middleton is getting shut down. There's a big difference. You can't come up here without a moderator sitting there saying, Acho, your turn. We telling the truth up here. These dudes are shook. Giannis got 18 sitting on the bench deflated because he see his version of who he wants to be, KD, dancing in front of his mama and hitting them from the three-point line.
Look. No. I'm not going to let you sit here and just disrespect the Buccaneers like that.
They disrespected themselves.
The Bucs. They might as well be the Buccaneers. I'm praying. I'm trying to speak life into this team.
They wish they were that good.
I'm trying to speak life into the Buccaneers.
Wish they were champs.
I'm not going to let you disrespect the Bucs like that.
Say something.
What do the Nets do? They do what they're supposed to do. You're not supposed to win the first 2 games?
Don't give me this whole this series doesn't start till you win on the road.
America! Are you not supposed to win the first 2 games?
You clichéing me out right now.
Are you or are you not supposed to win the first 2 games?
Yes, but how you win them.
It doesn't matter. But do you think the Bucks are going to get swept? Because you're talking real. You're talking with too much
don't do me like
in your
that.
voice.
I don't care if they get swept. I know they ain't winning this series. That's all I care about.
If the Bucks do what they're supposed to do and go win their 2 games at their house.
How?
What do you mean how?
Dog.
The Celtics stole one. Let's not forget.
Dog.
The Celtics stole one.
They've outscored them by 47 points without James Harden. You think, okay, if the Ravens smoke you without Lamar Jackson twice, do you think when he comes back you got a shot? Like, stop playing, man. Look, this is the funniest summation of this. I stole this from somebody on Twitter. Whoever you are, I'll give you your credit later. I forgot who it was. I didn't get his name. They're talking, like, you know the Bucks are in trouble now because they're talking in that scapegoat of coach. Oh, it's the coach. You know the whole Bucks fan base. It's the coach. We got to get rid of him. He doesn't make fast adjustments. No, the change of scenery argument that you just made as well. Fair. Here's the thing. You don't lose 50-point games and shoot 6 from 30 from the 3 just because of coach. Think about it. When we had our worst games and then the media poured it on coach, we sitting there like, nah, dog, I ain't hit that C gap. Nah, dog, I wasn't in the flats. Nah, dog, I couldn't keep contained. Nah, dog, I wouldn't read my keys. Nah, dog, they are better than us. That's the problem. This may not be a sweep, but trust me, this series is already over. Coming up, LeBron is posting about having his vengeance. We'll tell you if we like his Gladiator movie quote. But first, Aaron Rodgers is officially holding out. Okay. We'll tell you how his teammates should feel about it. We're going to tell the truth next on Speak For Yourself.
Aaron Rodgers was not at a team meeting this morning to start Packers minicamp, according to reports. Now, the camp is mandatory, so the reigning MVP is now officially holding out. This follows a report that Devontae Adams and the other wide receivers who weren't at OTAs are expected to be at minicamp. So, Sel,
Yes?
how should Rodgers' teammates feel about this holdout?
Man, this is a tricky one. If I were his teammate, I would be upset at him. I'd be mad at him. I'd go as far as saying, man, you own that BS. And the version of me you see now is actually the mild-mannered version. And you think I'm ruthless and mean now. Dog, when I played, I didn't even care how good I was. I just told my truth. Now, when I was sorry or when I was young, I didn't go out there and just try to tell everybody what I was feeling. But when I was the man, I walked up to you and said, let me let you know something. In this situation, it depends on what teammate you're talking to. Most of them don't have the security to even think about it. No one has the security of Aaron Rodgers. But even if you're talking about Aaron Jones or somebody who's a beast, not everybody wants to walk up to Aaron Rodgers and tell him the truth. But I ain't going to see him today, so let me tell him on camera right now. That's fair. Here's the thing. As a teammate, I'm like, you going to pull away from this team when we're this close? Where in the hell are you going? We are a top 4 team, and we ain't number 4, big dog. Where you going? How about you do this? You go grab the water hose, and I go grab the hoe. And we come make horticulture. You still don't know my exact. You think I'm talking about something else? I was confused. 8th grade. I took horticulture.
What's that mean?
You don't know, it's like an upside-down rake. You got to use the hoe.
That is called a hoe.
That's called, yes.
Upside-down rake is called a hoe.
I don't know if it's upside down, but it goes this way. So, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for the clarity.
Yeah. Look in there right now.
I'm Googling.
You'll see a hoe.
So I'm not Googling that, okay? Let me tell you first and foremost what I'm not Googling, okay? My parents still check my search history.
So grab the hose, grab the hoe, and let's just go out there and make this grass greener. It's even in our uniform color, dog. We wear green. What the hell? But he thinks the grass is greener. Where can he go? Top 3 teams, I think Green Bay's one of them. You can say Buffalo, whatever you want to say. You're going to talk about Kansas City. Is he going to Kansas City? No. Is he going to Tampa? No. Oh, he going to Denver because he's going to resurrect because they got a lot of pieces around there. And then he's going to make that situation as good as what he already has. So if I'm a teammate of his, I simply say, well, my grandma used to always tell me, baby, you can't make sense out of nonsense. And Aaron Rodgers, all this dust you kicking up, all these bridges you're burning that you built yourself, your own labor, your own greatness helped build these bridges. You gonna burn them all down for what? You gonna retire? No good outcome. You gonna go to another situation and hope you top 4? That's not a good outcome. So what is all of this for? If I'm his teammate, I'm giving him smoke.
So I think his teammates need to and better be understanding. And here is why. You know this better than anybody. And I say that a lot, but this time it rings the most true. In the NFL, you are never accurately paid. You are either underpaid or you are overpaid.
Who told you that?
But you are rarely accurately paid.
What you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Yeah, you
Let's
lying.
go to the Cowboys, because everybody knows about the Cowboys.
Don't talk about my years at the Cowboys.
No, not you, big dog. I'm not going to personalize it. Y'all remember DeMarcus Lawrence? He had 25 sacks over 2 years, was like top in the NFC in sacks. He was on his rookie deal. He wasn't making much money. Then he signs a $95 million deal, $105 million, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
And he has 11 sacks over the last 2 years. He goes from being drastically underpaid to drastically overpaid. He was never fairly paid. Ezekiel Elliott, rookie year on his rookie deal, not making a ton of money. Leads the NFL in total yards for about 2 consecutive years. Then he signs a $95 million deal and goes from being drastically underpaid to now, based on his production, drastically overpaid. In the NFL, it's very hard to be accurately paid. Aaron Rodgers is currently being drastically underpaid. I say drastically.
What?
Aaron Rodgers is the best player at the most important position in the highest watched game.
Yeah, and they offered him a new deal.
And he is not getting the most money.
But they offered it to him.
No.
Yes, and he didn't want it because he had his feelings in Hawaii.
If he was getting paid like the #1 player in football, which he should be getting paid because that is what he is, then everybody should be like, oh, you tripping. But because he's not, then the teammates should be understanding. Stop. No, I ain't gonna stop.
Oh, wait, no, don't stop. But I'm like, stop,
I had to stop on my last take.
Stop.
Well, finally, I feel like I'm about to be right about it.
No.
Look, Sal, be real. And then I'm gonna stop.
Be
Everybody in the NFL, at one point in time, you will go through what Aaron Rodgers is going through. Everybody, at least once, where you feel like you're underpaid. Even me.
underpaid.
He is underpaid.
No.
He's not number one, is he? Is he making Patrick Mahomes money?
Okay, yeah.
Is he making Deshaun money?
Yeah, but this world and the time is not in ice. It's not frozen.
It's not.
They offered him that. First of all, don't kick up dust if that's all you want, bro, because we'll give you that. And then they offered him that. And guess what he's saying? It's more than that. So you know how it is. You got into a beef and then you buy the chain, you buy the ring, and she's like, but you don't treat me right. You're like, well, damn, I was treating you right. Why I got my ring? He doesn't know which hand he wants to really be fed in.
The hand, in my opinion, that he would want is guaranteed money. And he doesn't want guaranteed money for guaranteed money's sake, but guaranteed money because if you guarantee him money, because he has no guaranteed money after this year.
That's true.
If you guarantee him money, then that guarantees that he will be the starter. Yeah. I don't think Aaron Rodgers just wants money to have money. Oh, give me a $200 million deal with $20 million guaranteed.
Yeah, empty.
Yeah, he needs that real guarantee. And if his teammates ain't been there yet, y'all will be there again. But let's bring in a former teammate of Aaron Rodgers, somebody who did get paid. He had to leave to go get it, though. My dog, Greg Jennings. GJ, what's up, big dog? Good to see you getting dressed for the show. How should Aaron Rodgers' teammates feel about his holdout?
I lean more towards they should be understanding, but I think they should be a little concerned as well. And the reason why they have to be understanding is simply because, like you mentioned, Acho, everyone has the opportunity or the possibility of being in this situation where they're not going to be in lockstep with the organization when it comes to contractual understanding and agreement. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So as a teammate of Aaron Rodgers, knowing what he provides for us, knowing, yes, Marcellus, how close we are with him and how far we are without him, you can't come up to him and get all frustrated and say, hey, man, what you doing? You messing up a good thing. When he's the one that feels like they've been messing it up for years. I've been trying to add to this good thing and close the deal on it, but they won't agree to what it is I want done for the betterment of all of us involved who is on the football field. Listen to his interview. He's talking about it's about the people. The people make up the culture. Don't just make decisions based on what you feel will help you down the road when we're right now in the present and the guys in that facility and in that locker room are playing for the now, not the future. Totally understand organizations doing that, but if I'm a teammate of Aaron Rodgers, number one, I know his value. And I know I'm better with him than I am without him. And the game will continue to go on if he decides to just walk away. But if he has not made that decision up, I'm trying to do everything I can to be on his side of things because it makes our side of things a lot better.
Man, I wish I was with y'all because I respect you guys so much. And look, we all played the game, so maybe we're looking at the same thing from different vantage points. But I just see some hypocrisy right here. I see some contradictions. I'm very principle-based. I don't give a damn how good you are. I don't care how many stripes you have. I don't care how many Letterman jackets you wear. I don't give a damn how many MVPs you earned. If you are going out there and doing this and it's hurting all of us, I will only give you a pass if you are in the right. But what is right about this situation? He wants more money. They say, we'll offer you more money. But you guys don't even have a mutually respectful relationship to the point where you can even work out those terms. So I'm going to stay out of that if I'm your teammate. But then I'm going to say, you want to retire? That means leave the game altogether or go to Denver or somewhere when it's all good right here. All you got to do is work out those terms. But that's not enough. Let me tell you what I'm really feeling beyond that layer, because I'm trying to listen to Aaron Rodgers at first. Then I'm going to tell him what I'm really thinking. Look, Aaron, let's be real. They've been screwing you over for a while in terms of the draft and not getting you the proper weapons. They got Jordan Love. They ain't even give you the phone call. We get it. But you know what? For some reason, you still were a good citizen to this team, this organization, this community. You still were walking in here, participating in full, even though they weren't treating you right. I wonder why. Because all of a sudden you've hit a boiling point, a breaking point. And it's weird that it's coincidental with you winning an MVP. Because you're a two-time MVP before this, you win another MVP, and then all of a sudden it's all about the people and no love. They ain't been giving you love. I just don't understand why now. Now, Aaron Rodgers knows that answer, and so far, he hasn't explicitly stated why now. But if Aaron Rodgers just simply wanted money, he could have got his money. If Aaron Rodgers just wanted more love, that's a tougher sell. But at the same time, this is not going to get you what you want. This is not going to end in more love. It's going to end in more empty words that's going to be disguised as love.
But, Sal, let's talk this. Because you, of all people in America, should understand this. Because from what I've learned and garnered from you two sitting next to you for a year now, almost at our year anniversary.
Oh, look at that.
To sit next to you for a year now is you understand money.
Yeah.
You understand how to acquire money, but more than that, you understand leverage. What I've learned from sitting next to you is you understand leverage. We've talked on camera and off camera. I won't reveal off camera so you don't KD me. But we've talked off camera, Sal.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, let me preface with this, America. It is rare in the NFL that you have leverage. Let me preface
Say
with
that again.
It's incredibly rare in the NFL for you to have leverage. You hope that once every 4 years you get leverage, and you also hope that once that you get leverage, it coincides with when you need leverage, a contract year. That's what you hope. Aaron Rodgers has leverage. Let's dissect this, Sal.
Yes, he does.
They messed around and drafted Jordan Love. That didn't give Aaron Rodgers leverage. That actually hurt his leverage. But Aaron Rodgers, more than you and I and anybody in America, knows Jordan Love isn't that good because he sees Jordan Love every day. That gave him leverage. We now know Jordan Love isn't that good because the GM told us and the head coach told us.
Yeah.
Now, what gave Aaron Rodgers the most leverage is that he had the best season of his already solidified Hall of Fame career. It's rare you have leverage, and Aaron Rodgers has leverage 2 times because he's incredible and because Jordan Love is not very good. So, Sel, knowing that it's incredibly rare to have leverage in life, but more importantly in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers finally has leverage, and he's trying to maximize that. I feel like that's where you, of all people, should really look at the situation and be like, I get it. He's maximizing his leverage because the only way to maximize that is to put your foot down and say, y'all can't do this without me, this being win at a high level because Jordan Love ain't no good. Y'all need me, and I've shown you more than ever how desperately you need me because I just won an MVP. So now I have a big joker. I have a little joker because, to your point, the team always carries a big one because they the team. But I have the second highest card that can ever be played in this game of football, figuratively game of spades that I'm referencing. I'm just going to hold on to it because y'all know it's going to trump everything, just about everything that y'all can play. That's where Aaron Rodgers is. That's why the teammates got to understand. You don't get leverage in the league. You don't do it. DeMarcus Lawrence did it when he had 14.5 sacks and 10.5 sacks during his contract year. Ezekiel Elliott did it when he led the NFL in rushing, I believe, 2 consecutive years. You don't get it often. But when you get it, you better hoard it, and then you better play it right.
I respect that. You're right. And it feels like you're trying to correct me. And my pushback is, and I respect what you have said, is since you have it, how are you going to use it? And I'm noticing right now, it's not even young athletes. I hate generalizing like youngsters and millennials. I don't like a lot of those tweets and people's comments when they say that generation, these people today. I just think our climate right now it's interesting that people want to be disruptive, but don't have a destination. Like, I've seen it from Kaepernick all the way to Naomi Osaka. Like, everybody wants to say, I'm taking a stand. And they're like, all right, we're listening. Where you going? Then the pause come. Aaron Rodgers, you got your leverage. You got your card. Bam. Okay, now what do you want for it? You played the card. You won. What do you want? I just want people to treat me better. What do you mean? Like, you got to be explicit if you really want something. So to be disruptive without a destination is my only thing. And then, look, call your foul when you get fouled. Dog, it's the 4th quarter. Aaron Rodgers already been a multiple-time MVP. Now he's on a foul. You're like, when? I ain't know. No, you remember when? Like, hey, bro, the second quarter fouls don't get called in the 4th quarter. It just feels a lot of that. So all I want, Aaron Rodgers, if you got this much leverage, let me be Aaron Rodgers. Let me tell you how I would go about this. It would be really simple. I wouldn't even brought y'all into it. I wouldn't be on social media talking about the media. Who goes on social media to talk about the media and say the media is a problem? Woo, these people out here today. So be disruptive, but just have a destination. Coming up, there's a lot of talking going on in Dallas, but we'll tell you if they're doing too much. Kind of like what I was just talking about Aaron Rodgers. That's next on Speak For Yourself. A good direction, I hear you. Let's head to Dallas, where the Cowboys have not been shy around the microphone. Last week, CeeDee Lamb said when the wide receivers lock in, they can, quote, take the top off anyone. Now Michael Gallup is boasting about the offense, saying they can explode and just kill it. Adding, quote, I don't see anybody stopping us. Who gonna stop us? Who gonna stop us? Our own wide receiver, Greg Jennings, is back. But, Acho, are the Cowboys doing too much talking this offseason?
Yes, sir. But they're talking. Whenever somebody's doing too much talking, it's always in parallel or in congruence to your play. Right? Richard Sherman did a whole lot of talking, but Richard Sherman is one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time. Talk as much as you want to, Sherm. You backing it up with your play. The Cowboys, any amount of talking for them would likely be too much talking because they're not backing it up with their play. I'm not mad at the Cowboys players for having confidence. Have your confidence. If you're asked a question, I get that. But at least be tactful with it. CeeDee Lamb, you go out there and say, we might be the best wide receiver group. Take the top off of anybody, like Ezekiel Elliott at Mardi Gras. Michael Gallup, you go out there and you say the sky's the limit. I get all that. Be confident, people. But you have to understand, what have you done to back it up? When I look at it, they're doing too much talking because you ain't gone to an NFC Championship game in 25 years, ain't gone to a Super Bowl in 25 years. So until you actually start performing, any talking's too much talking. And the last point for me on my first lap is this. I wouldn't mind if it was a rookie. When Micah Parsons made his rookie mistake 2 weeks ago, he came out there and made kind of a insensitive tweet by some. I get that. He's a rookie. He don't know no better. But CeeDee Lamb, you've now been famous for about 4 or 5 years as a star player, and you've been at the Cowboys for a year. Michael Gallup, you going on year 4, you've had 1,000-yard season, 1,000-yard seasons. You get it. I excused Scotty Miller, that Buccaneers wide receiver last year, when he started chirping, say he's faster than Tyreek Hill. He ain't seen a mic. He went to college at Bowling Green. He's been the 4th best receiver on the team. All of a sudden, he's on the Dan Patrick Show getting asked questions. I get that. He hasn't seen a microphone before. He's going to talk a little crazy. But CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, y'all don't really have an excuse for not realizing, hey, maybe we shouldn't say X, Y, or Z. To me, too much talking for the Cowboys.
It is too much talking. I love the confidence. I'm all for confidence. And when you're playing the position that these two young men are playing, and they both can play, they're both going to be integral parts of, if the Cowboys are successful, of why they're successful. But there comes a point when you start casting checks that everybody else now has to cash with you. And we don't hear Dak Prescott talking. We don't hear even Ezekiel Elliott talking. We don't hear the leader in that wide receiver room, Amari Cooper, Evers, talking. And so when you look at that, you have to understand how to observe and then take on the identity of who my alphas are, who my leaders are, and just play, fall in line. Allow your play to then showcase who and what we really are. And to your point, Acho, this team, this group, yes, they've had some success statistically, offensively on one side of the ball, but collectively as a team, they haven't proven anything. And so I think that's why the excitement for these young guys is so high, because they know they haven't proven anything. And on paper, we all know how it looks preseason when you haven't lined up against anybody and it's 0-0 in the wins and loss column. Everybody looks good. Everything that we have looks great. And so it's exciting to a young guy. But the Dak Prescotts, the Mike McCarthy's, the Amari Coopers, the Ezekiel Elliott, all these veteran guys understand that, guys, we still got to play these games. It's not about what we got right now. It's about what we have during and how it works together collectively and that chemistry that we can build to do something special. But for right now, yes, they are doing too much talking.
Man, I disagree with you guys. I don't think they're doing too much talking. First, let's just break down what talking is, because talk is cheap, right? So they're not trying to buy a lot by saying anything. Like they only want a reaction, and they know they still got to go on the field and give you great production and actions to live up to these words that are cheap. Let's talk about how our team is really constructed. Y'all know how it go, because these guys are out there dangerously close to actually believing their hype, knowing that you can't light up the scoreboard right now in June. You got to wait till you actually in the moment of truth during the football season. But with that said, a lot of this cheap talk is substance-based. I remind people, they were there last year when they saw the Cowboys with a healthy Dak Prescott, who is healthy once again, averaged 32.6 points per game. So look, they're going to light up the scoreboard when it matters, but right now they're just going to let you know it's going to happen. In the continuum of thoughts, words, and actions, let's not get too exaggerated on one of those three parts. I think a lot of crazy stuff, but I keep it in. But y'all don't know how to deem me. Y'all don't know what to do with me because I keep it in here. Now, the words get out, and then all of a sudden you start to want to judge me. But then the actions speak louder than anything I thought or anything that I said. That's when I want to judge these guys. Right now, talk your talk. Do what you do, because this is team construction. You got your ambassadors. You got your guys running for Congress and Senate like you got in Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper. But you need your firecrackers, too. Y'all remember Menace Society when MC8, AWACS, he had done so much dirt that he didn't even want to do anything. He was the mild-mannered one. But you know who wasn't? Old Dog. And Old Dog would let you know, and then he would go out there and show it. That's what they're trying to create right now, the Michael Irvin model. They try to have some firecrackers out there because the way that they've been stirring the pot of late hasn't been good enough. Maybe a little more of this hot sauce is going to actually get it going.
I hear you, Marcellus, but I disagree. Okay. I've been on a team that had tremendous offensive power in Green Bay where we had myself, Jordy Nelson, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Donald Driver, Randall Cobb. The list goes on and on and on. And we understood, let's work. Let's just work. Now, I think that comes with a little bit of maturity. And so to Acho's point, you hear the younger guys, even CeeDee Lamb, he's 1 year in. But Michael Gallup, you should know this is not what we do. I'm excited. Everyone can be excited. We can all be confident. But let's wait until we're on the field with another uniform and another helmet and an opponent to where we can put forth all of what we're talking about and all of what we believe. You don't have to tell everybody. I love the confidence. Yes, CeeDee Lamb, say what you're going to say. Say we're the best in the business. I love that because that calls out to you, just your team that, look, we got to live up to this hype. But when you start saying things about offensively and how we're going to light up the scoreboard, now you're putting pressure on everybody offensively, not just your unit group. It's everybody offensively. And that not everybody subscribes to that same type of talk and that same type of walk. But because you said it, we have to now.
But if you don't skip steps, what's the problem with talking it before you walk it? I just don't see it. Being real, if you don't skip steps, you can say what the hell you want because we know we got to go out there and do it. Deion Sanders used to say everything. Deion Sanders got drafted and said they're going to have to back up the Brinks truck because they can't afford him. He ain't even played a down in the NFL. Did he back it up? There are personalities that just live like this. They actually like writing blank checks, and then they go out there and just cash them big boys. And they like it like that. I just think that these individuals
lived on the island.
Well, yeah, he's on the island. These are receivers talking about a dependent position. We need Dak. We need the O-line. We need the running game, etc. But I don't like fear-based mentalities like, oh, I'm going to keep this in until I do it. And then after I do it, I'm going to still be gracious and say thank you. When in reality,
Not fear-based.
It is fear-based because you kept saying.
It's a quiet.
You kept saying that people ain't ready for that pressure. You kept saying pressure. It sounds fear-based to me because in the NFL, it's already pressure. What you scared of?
I hear you. But when I say pressure, I'm talking about everybody involved. You don't understand. Marcellus, stop acting like you haven't been in a locker room and everybody has your mentality.
I was the talker. I'm like, dog, he ain't going to hit me harder because I said he can't hit. Like, I can go up to you right now, Greg. You can't do broadcasting.
Even when you being the talker.
Huh?
Even with you being the talker, you knew there was guys on that defensive line and on that defensive side of the ball that wasn't worth what you were talking.
Damn right. You're right.
You knew that.
But that ain't this receiving group. But you're right. And I was like, y'all better get yourselves together because I done put some stuff out in the ether. I done put some stuff out there. Look, we're going to figure out what's going to happen come September. But right now, what's the worry about them just saying a little something? Maybe stirring it up, putting the fire under them a little bit. Maybe the Cowboys have different results. We'll see. Coming up, LeBron is turning to, I saw you, Acho, is turning to quotes from Gladiator to send a message for next season. I'll tell you if we like that. Next on Speak For Yourself.
Are you not entertained?
Watch it, Speak For Yourself. Marcellus Wiley, man, yo, Acho.
I'm fighting today. I'm doing my best.
I see. That's why you put that tie on. You knew you were going to rough it up a little bit. Let's get back to the NBA. LeBron is in unfamiliar territory after his Lakers were bounced in the first round by the Suns. It's LeBron's first time losing in the first round, but his mind is already on next year. He posted a clip from the movie Gladiator where Russell Crowe's character says, quote, "I will have my vengeance in this life or the next." LeBron added, quote, "Promise you I will. Count me out if you want to." Joined now by Fox NBA analyst Chris Broussard. But Acho, you like LeBron's "I will have my vengeance" post?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody's over here counting LeBron out. We've done it on our show. But LeBron is letting y'all all know he gonna come back now. Y'all kicked him while he was down. Get them kicks in and make them last, because it's gonna end very soon. Sel, I've told you this. CB, I don't know if I've told you this story. 2009, my sophomore year, we go to the national championship. 2010, we go 5-7. Our head coach, College Football Hall of Fame head coach, is like, "Hey, y'all better get us while we was down, because this is a down year and we gonna have our vengeance." No, we never did. But nonetheless, the point was, get us while we down, because we are going to be back.
And y'all stayed down.
Unlike us, we ain't got LeBron James. LeBron James is like, all the teams remaining have dynamic duos. Paul George, Kawhi, Kyrie, KD, Gobert, Spidey, the Joker, Michael Porter, CP, Devin Booker. All these teams got all these dynamic duos, and I was out here on an island by myself. Y'all caught me slipping. I'll be real. Y'all caught me slipping. Congratulations. Y'all better make it last. Whichever one of y'all wins the finals this year, congratulations to y'all, because y'all got me while I was down, but it's not going to last long. I love LeBron. I love his confidence. Put everybody on notice.
Acho, you and LeBron are talking like he's 26 rather than 36.
Say it.
Like he's in his 8th season rather than, or will be in his 19th season. All right? I don't know if you saw his former teammate and his buddy Richard Jefferson responded to LeBron's Instagram. He said, "So next life it is, right? Next life." All right, so he's counting him out. All right, I don't like it because I think at his core, LeBron's a nice guy.
Yep.
And LeBron is at his best when he lets his play do the talking. Let's just look at his history. Whenever LeBron gets out of character, all my memory is whenever he gets out of character and tries to go like this and start predicting, yeah, y'all in trouble, that it don't work out. I go back to 2010, right after he goes to Miami. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. He was right. Not 3, not 4, just 2. I mean, that's fine, but it didn't work out the way he said. That summer, what did Nike do? We're going to make LeBron the villain. All right, y'all mad? Y'all hate me now? Oh, I'm a chump now because I went to join my boys in Miami? Okay, I'm the villain. I'll wear the black hat. What happens? They fizzle out in the finals. In fact, in those very finals, you caught video of him and D-Wade mocking Dirk Nowitzki, coughing. Oh, he's sick now. That was before Game 5. Of course, we know the history. The Heat lost the rest of that series. And even go to 2019, Acho, I'm activating playoff mode. It's on. Playoff mode activated. They go 8-13. I think they lost to Memphis and Atlanta. Didn't make the playoffs, all right? And then in April of 2021, just a few months ago, a thunderstorm's coming. A thunderstorm. It was more like a sun shower. All right, so they fizzled out. We saw that. So I'm just saying, if you look at LeBron's greatest hits, it's when he wasn't doing all that. He didn't tell you in Miami, oh, we about to wreck shop. They just won the 2 years that he didn't say nothing. Cleveland, he goes back. Hey, I'm just going home. I want to help develop the young guys, Kyrie, Dion Waiters, and we'll see what happens. Delivers a championship. The bubble. I didn't hear a lot of this in the bubble. Just do it. So I would like LeBron to go rest, go on vacation with Savannah, get in the lab when it's time, convince Anthony Davis to spend the same $1.5 million on his body that LeBron spends on his. Maybe make a call to Dame Dollar, Bradley Beal or something, start recruiting, and come back next year with a vengeance. Don't say nothing, just do it.
Man, I'm with you, Chris. Just do it now. Like, first of all, you are the face of Nike, so just do it like Nike says. Just do it. It's okay, LeBron. I don't like this. It's okay to just go back to work quietly, and the only sound we hear is a hammer hitting some nails. Just pow, putting in that work, the grind. What happened to those days? I know you guys are all younger than me. I don't know about you, Chris, but all these players out there that we talk about are younger than me. But damn, why they always got to tell everybody everything they got going on? Like, what happened to the quiet time to just getting back to the lab, getting back to work? Let's talk about this because, Acho, I got to correct you on one thing. You said we're counting LeBron out. Actually, we're not. He just didn't count himself in. Now, that's on you, LeBron. That's on the team you constructed. That's on you and your Robin in terms of AD and his inconsistency in terms of health and availability. Let's talk about these Lakers. Because LeBron as a Laker ain't been the same LeBron as the same LeBron we saw in Miami, or certainly not the one we seen in Cleveland. Let's be real about it. They warned him. They said, don't come to the West. The West is gangster, and you ain't lying, it's gangster out here. Where I grew up, it's real gang banging out here. So LeBron comes out here, and he's like, it ain't that tough. I'm the best player on the planet. All right. First year as a Laker, you know what happened. All them tweets, all that, but no playoffs. And he got injured. Last year, he wins a championship, so you'd think he silenced his critics. He shut everybody up. But right underneath that layer is the reality that they did have a 5-month break and a bubble. And I don't know what you think of that situation, but that is not normal. That's an anomaly. That is not how you typically win an NBA championship. When you're all fatigued and you got your lactic acid, a 35-year-old LeBron at the time and an oft-injured AD get a 5-month break to recharge their batteries and then go out there and play? Okay, say what you want, champions. This year, we're going to play closer to normal. 72 games, keep it going all the way through, plow through that lactic acid. What happens? AD broke down. So I just see a situation where I don't know where LeBron's going to go forward that's going to be better. Unless we banking on another year older LeBron and an off-injured AD finally finding their way, I think the better days may be already behind them.
I'm glad y'all went to a 3-shot. I got to see my dogs, my big bros, as we talk through this one. Because I'm just curious, fellas, as to why you all not only hold LeBron to a higher standard, but then condemn him for the standard in which you all do not hold others to. What do I mean? What? Dame Dollar, what did he do after they lost in the playoffs? He took to social media, and I forget the direct quote from a Nipsey song, if I'm not mistaken, but how much longer should I stay committed here? Something like that.
Yeah, that world.
Kevin Durant, what did he do just today? Get on social media and charge somebody up. His homeboy at that. The new generation of athletes take to social media. Dame Dollar, you could have said, hey, bro, what you going publicly for? Call ownership, call management. KD, you got Jay Will's number. What you tweeting for? Call your dog. That's actually your homeboy. How are you all not going to condemn, speak out on any other athlete? It's a day and age of social media. But then when LeBron does it, well, LeBron, all I want to do is hear the ball hitting the court. I want you to just go on vacation, come back and work. It's not the days and the times anymore. Twitter, IG, TikTok, they all exist. And the athletes are all doing the same thing. So how you going to hold LeBron to how you going to hold LeBron to a standard you're not holding other people to? That is what I don't agree with.
Acho, Dame Dollar didn't tweet, we winning this thing next year. Trust me, I'm getting my ring next year. He didn't say that. KD didn't say, you see what we doing to the Bucks. Wait till we get Philly. Wait till we get the Clippers, Utah, whoever gets out of the West. They didn't say that. I actually saw KD on the interview say after the game, hey, we haven't done anything yet. We just protected home court. That's a great team over there. We got to be ready. That's all I'm saying. Get on social media, do all you want. I'd even like to see videos of LeBron working out. That's fine. You ready. All right, I'm getting ready. But you don't need, LeBron's too good. He don't need to tell us he gonna get vengeance. We know how good he is. It's like Cam. What did Cam say a year or two ago? The lion's about to roar? Come on, don't say it, just do it. I know y'all love hip-hop. Y'all a little younger than me. I'm gonna school y'all on some old school. What did KRS-One say?
What did he say, Sam?
Real bad boys move in silence.
Yeah.
All right, that's all you need to do. Just do it.
That's real, Chris. I mean, I'm glad you caught Acho moving those goalposts right there because KD is not in the same situation as LeBron.
You're right. He's not the same player. You're right. He's not the same player. That's my fault.
We're talking.
I try to compare them as players, and you're right. KD is not the same player as LeBron.
It wasn't analogous. It was a bad thing. It was a bad premise. You're right. KD coming off of a 30-point game in 3 quarters, a team up 2-0, and he's still not trying to tell you how much sunnier it's going to get. Because he's not even starting from a cloudy place. Dame Dollar, his team is in a cloudy place. Not Dame Dollar. 55 points the game before his closeout game where he still gives you 28, still out there balling. And he still doesn't even go out there and talk about how sunny it's going to be. So they're not even in bad situations like LeBron. But LeBron is the only one trying to change the forecast. You know how it is. When it rains in L.A., it's going to rain for more than one day. It ain't just going to rain and sprinkle. It's going to be a couple days of that. Go grab the umbrella. LeBron, go grab your umbrella, bro. LeBron averaged 23 points in the playoffs, his second lowest in a first-round series in his career. Chance of showers. Lakers went 0-4 in the playoffs when LeBron was their leading scorer. Oh, it's raining now. LeBron had no free throw attempts in a playoff game for the first time in 8 years. They lost by 36 in that game. You know what they always say? If you don't go to the free throw line, are you really invested? Are you really being aggressive? Are you really trying? Let me get out for this. Only had one game this playoffs in which he shot over 50% from the field. See, I don't like doing this to people because, look, it's already raining. I don't want them to get even more wet. But when you start telling me, no, what's going to happen is, dog, we just saw what just happened. And right now is not the time to talk about how much better it's going to get. Coming up, the Nets did just fine last night. Oh, did they? Without James Harden. But we'll tell you if they need him to win the title. That's next on Speak for Yourself.
The Nets blew off the Bucks last night behind 32 points from Kevin Durant, and they did it all without James Harden. My goodness. Harden is out with the hamstring tightness, and the Nets say that they're hopeful he can return in the series. The Nets are up 2-0 with Game 3 on Thursday in Milwaukee. Chris Broussard is back with us. But, Sel, do the Nets need James Harden to win the title?
Yesterday, before that game, I thought they did. Now, nope. Because they're coming out the East. Who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them, huh? Philly? Ooh, y'all funny. Atlanta? Okay, I love me some Trae Young. Boy, he out there. I heard you say this off mic, and I'm going to steal it from you, CB. He giving his best Steph Curry impression, right? Looks good out there, Trae Young. You imagine the physics that occurs that when they say, KD, just for about 2-3 possessions, just guard Trae Young, and it's going to be something different. Now, Trae Young going to try to blow by him and stuff, all that. Then they're going to say, oh, no, we're going to stick who we really got for you, Kyrie on him. It's going to get really interesting. So there's no team in the East that even puts up a fight. Brooklyn's out, the East. I told you that from day one, but I'm going to say it still. Now, you look at James Harden, what can he do to this team? Obviously, he's the conductor. He can make everything go smoother. It's a well-oiled machine, even finely tuned, more so with James Harden in the building. But let's talk about the pros, and I hate to say pros, but really the positives without James Harden. Other players just feel more activated. I know in situations like this, when you watch basketball and they got a big three, then 4 through 7 is sitting there like, okay, very slim pickings and opportunities. But without James Harden, then you know they have to count on you. Now those guys are fully activated, and it's starting to show. Who would have imagined that the Milwaukee Bucks, a battle-tested, well-oiled machine that's been through the rigors, and finally it's their time, and they got Drew Holiday to get them over the hump, will be down 49 points to a team that didn't even attend training camp together. It's just as silly. Man, I don't think they need James Harden anymore. It's almost like condiments. Like, we got the meat and potatoes, whatever else you add to it, really not that necessary.
Yes, if they have to face the Sixers and your Clippers. Outside of having to face the Sixers and the Clippers, I do not think that they need James Harden. The reason is this. If you need James Harden, if you have James Harden, that puts another scorer on the floor. True. So I don't know if anyone can stop KD. We've all assumed that nobody can, but at least Kawhi can do something to try to slow him down.
Okay, I hear you.
If Kawhi can do something to try to slow him down, we do know that the Clippers have on-ball defenders, and they do have guard defenders. In worst-case scenario, you put PG on Kyrie, at least for a limited period of time. So when you talk about any team that could stop the Nets without Harden, I think it's the Clippers. When you talk about in the Eastern Conference, the Sixers were a 1 seed for a reason. The other, though, so many contingencies. Joel Embiid. He did drop 39 points in his first game back from his knee injury, but the question is still, how good is that knee and how good is that meniscus? Is it going to flare up on him with having a meniscus tear? So, yes, the Nets can win a title without Harden if they avoid the Sixers. Even without Harden, you don't need Harden to beat the Atlanta Hawks. Yes, the Nets can win a title if they face maybe the Phoenix Suns, nobody who can defend Kevin Durant, if they face the Utah Jazz, if they face the Denver Nuggets. But if they happen to face the Clippers, then that's when I think James Harden is necessary to win.
Before the playoffs started, I thought they definitely needed Harden to win a championship. I thought they could get to the finals without Harden, but I didn't think they could beat LeBron and AD. I didn't think KD and Kyrie could beat LeBron and Anthony Davis if healthy. Obviously, the Lakers are no more. So when I look at the landscape, first in the East, as you guys said, there's nobody. Philly, even Philly can't compete with Brooklyn, with KD and Kyrie, because Philly's advantage would be their size with Embiid. Number one, Embiid isn't inside all the time. He's outside at least half the time. And I'm fine. If I'm Brooklyn, I'm fine with him shooting jump shots. His jumper is great, but I'm still rather that than him be inside. They don't want to put him inside all the time because that slows them down. And even if he goes inside, let's say Embiid gives me 40. Is that still enough? I get 23 from Tobias. I get 18 from Ben and another little bit from Steph. And they still don't have enough to outscore Kevin Durant and Kyrie. And you put around those two who are unguardable. I've got role players who are skilled and can shoot. Landry Shamet can drain it from three. We know Joe Harris is a great three-point shooter. Blake Griffin's rejuvenated. Bruce Brown, Nick Claxton, they can all finish at the rim because KD and Kyrie draw so much attention and they force double teams. If you don't double them, they're going to score. And so if you do, the open man is there and they're adept at hitting the open man. So I think the East, they got down without Harden. I'm with you, Acho. I'm not saying the Clippers would definitely beat them, but that's the one team remaining in the entire tournament that I think could play with Brooklyn and maybe give them trouble if Harden's not down. Now, if Harden is there, then I just think 3 is better than 2. But if Harden's not there, then I do think the Clippers are equipped to give them some problems, but I still probably would pick Brooklyn.
Man, the apocalypse is upon us. Y'all talk about the Clippers about to win it all. And I'm like, yeah, keep talking to me. Because this is amazing. I'm really going to cry. And I'm going to hold my tears until we actually win it. But damn, it's supposed to happen. Clipper Darryl, somewhere out there, hug me back, damn it. 76ers ain't even beating the Hawks. So let's not talk about the 76ers or the Clippers. The 76ers are done. Like, they may get past the Hawks, but they done. They can't mess with Brooklyn. Y'all know what this is. So then we talk about James Harden, the necessity of him against the Clippers potentially if we get past Utah. James Harden, James Worthy, LeBron James, it don't matter, Clips in 5, damn it. You know what this is. We have too much because it's not the matchup of PG, you go guard Kyrie, that ain't happening. Patrick Beverly gonna get off that bench finally again, and we gonna say, you wear him down, you just irritate him. He's still gonna get buckets, trust me. But you irritate him, and then we use some of our smaller defenders on Kyrie to neutralize, and then we say, Kawhi, PG, we gonna throw y'all 1-2 combo against KD. He's still gonna get his buckets, but the rest of them dudes, even though they balling, Joe Harris, I know they got squad. Blake Griffin, the new Blake Griffin, it's not gonna be enough. So I look at this situation simply, East is Brooklyn's to own right now. I don't see any obstacles in their way. Even when they go back to Milwaukee, I don't see Milwaukee putting up a straight.
Yeah, I can co-sign that. Like, I can concede to the fact that the Sixers, it would be a stretch. Even when the Sixers beat them by 6 in the regular season back in April, they played without KD, they played without Harden. When the Sixers beat them February 8th, I believe, they played without KD, Kyrie, or Harden. So the Sixers' wins aren't necessarily as fruitful as you'd like to think. But Sal, I'm going to give you your Clippers because, CB, you said the operative word. You said that the Clippers at least have the talent to do it. Yeah, you say you don't know if they really can do it, but at least, Sal, when you go roster to roster and you look at the Clippers bench and you look at the Nets bench, you say, okay, you know what? Okay, y'all got the names. Y'all, Reggie Jackson, okay, you can put up 20. Okay, Joe
he's
Harris
starting now, right now.
you look at Pat Bev, because you're saying Pat Bev will likely start that series to match up against Kyrie and at least harass him. The Clippers can match mano y mano. Oh, y'all got a big two? We got a big two. Y'all got a bench? We got a bench. Y'all got contributors? We got contributors. The Clippers have the talent. Can the Clippers get it done? I don't know, but I do know Kawhi ain't a punk. So when KD goes out here trying to drop 32 in 33 minutes, Kawhi will do what he did when he did it to Luke and said, you know what? Check ball. It's just mano y mano. Let's see who really got the juice. That's when we really, hopefully, will see what time it is.
Well, you know what's interesting is the fact that Brooklyn has done what they have to Milwaukee in these first two games. That means they can rest Harden. Even if he could play game 3 or game 4, even if he could play against Philly, I'm at least holding him out until I'm looking at like, okay, it's 1-1 with Philly. They're playing us tough. We need Harden back. You know, so it could be another month or so, right, before the finals start. And so roughly a month, 3 to 4 weeks. And so they have time to rest Harden if that hamstring is serious. So you would think if they get to the finals, they can put him out there again. And that could be the difference against the Clippers, because if it's the 3 of them, I don't think the Clippers have a chance to beat them. But if it's just those 2, you got to give them a chance for sure.
Damn, I'm about to earn my check. If it's all 3 of them and they all at full tilt, yeah, that's going to be too much to handle right there. But beating the Milwaukee Bucks without James Harden by a combined 47 points, when do you insert James Harden? If this continues, do you even want to mess up this type of magic and flow? Obviously, James Harden would add something to it, but boy, this is a good problem to have. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers is not at mandatory Packers minicamp. Where is he? We'll tell you if he and his holdout is a bad look. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Say it right, say it right. Aaron Rodgers was not at a team meeting this morning to start the Packers minicamp, according to reports. The camp is mandatory, y'all. So the reigning MVP is now officially holding out. Adam Schefter reported the Packers discussed giving their quarterback an excused absence, which would have waived the fines that could total over $93,000. He does not show up for the 3-day minicamp. Acho, is this holdout a bad look for Aaron Rodgers?
No. Not if you're in the NFL. If you're out the NFL, it's a terrible look. But if you've been in the NFL and are in the NFL, it's not a bad look at all.
Are you trying to box me on my take?
A little bit. I'll be real. I don't like when people are like, you don't know, you didn't play the game. That's rarely ever applicable. In this situation, it is. Unless you have signed a contract, and maybe ignorant, maybe naive, but unless you have signed a contract believing you would receive all of that money because the contract said X amount of years for X amount of dollars, and then halfway in the middle of that contract, you get a call saying, hey, we no longer need your services, and that contract gets ripped up. And you're like, but wait, I thought we signed a contract. Everything I learned in high school, middle school, told me contracts are binding. Yeah. And then you finally realize, no, it's only binding from you to the team. It's not binding from the team to you. Unless you've been in that situation, unless you have been on a football field, suffered an injury, and gotten a handshake and been like, hey, man, we appreciate everything you've done, but yeah, you got to go. Here's a Gatorade, though, for the road. Like, unless you've been in that situation, then you don't even to a degree understand what Aaron Rodgers is going through. I've never been an MVP caliber player. I've only been a starter for 1 year, so I barely understand what Aaron Rodgers is going through. But I've been in a situation where I had an ounce of leverage. I started the duration of a season, then I was starting in training camp, and I went to the coaches and I said, hey, trade me. Went to our defensive coordinator, Bill Davis, and was like, hey, I know I'm not going to start. Go ahead and trade me. I lost my leverage a week later when I broke my thumb, and they're like, you're cut.
So, off a broke thumb?
Off a broke thumb.
What else was wrong?
No, that was the year we signed Kiko Alonso.
I knew something else. Boy, that
year
thumb could heal
traded LaShawn McCoy, got Kiko Alonso, drafted a linebacker in the third round. And I went from having leverage to no leverage in a day.
Quick.
When you, like, the quickest. I was like, wait a second. I thought it was good. So I vaguely, to a degree, understand what Aaron Rodgers is going through because I had a drop of leverage. Aaron Rodgers has an ocean of leverage. He has a true ocean of leverage. And so it's not a bad look if you have played in the league, if you understand how cruel this game is. Story 4.
Let's go.
People be asking me, they be like, hey, man, how do NFL players go broke? Man, y'all get so much money. How y'all go broke? And I oftentimes remember the story because my dog, Mike Vick, I know he's mad at me because sometimes I'll be calling about him. But remember, Mike Vick, he signed a $100 million contract with the Eagles.
Like
the second one.
Oh, the second one.
The first one with the Falcons, then $100 million. Mike, how you get two? You know how good you have to be to get two $100 million contracts before they handing out $100 million contracts? Then I recall hearing, like, his third year of that deal, he was forced to either be cut or re-sign for a 1-year, $7 million deal. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure y'all will on Twitter. But I remember he signed a $100 million deal that was backladen. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth years, like $25 million. And I was like, wait a second. They were never going to pay you $100 million. Now, $100 million sounds good, but that $100 million was never really going to get paid to you, Mike Vick, unless you performed in an amazing, crazy way. It was always in the team's favor. Aaron Rodgers, finally, America, has it skewed to where it's in the player's favor. And he is holding out because he finally has power that athletes do not get. It's not a bad look if you understand. I was going to hand a baton to you, but now I'm going to hit you with one more body shot. We have the zone. Hit you with one more body shot. You always talk about economics within sports.
Damn right.
You educate me on economics within sports. How the media, it lets sports keep going, et cetera. You understand the economics within sports better than anybody. And the economics within the sports is very simple. It's skewed towards the management. It's skewed towards owners. Millionaires cannot win when fighting billionaires. But Aaron Rodgers, you finally have an opportunity to win, and that is why he is holding out. For that reason, not a bad look if you win the game. If you're outside the game, I understand how it's a bad look to you.
Well, I used to be in the game. Now I'm out the game. And I'm going to go with the mindset of someone who shouldn't say, I guess, according to Acho, what I'm about to say.
Oh, gosh.
I ain't feeling this. This a bad look, bruh. All right, let's just start here before I come at what you said. Because you brought up money, you brought up power. How about we just talk about human capital before we even get to real money? Human capital, man, that's what will make the world go round. You don't believe me? I hooked up some people that worked here before. I don't know how long that line was, but they got in front of it. You've hooked up some people before, been in this chair before. You look like me, kind of, but more your brother. Like, dog, human capital is a monster, and people don't give it the proper respect. Networking and all that, whatever. Why is human capital even coming up in this conversation? Because, damn, you built a lot of bridges off of just your play, your performance, you being Aaron Rodgers, and some human capital that is now being disposed of just because people don't have clarity of the situation. We all helped Aaron Rodgers start this argument. Like, we all saw him win MVP. And I remember us early shows this offseason. Aaron Rodgers has a reason to gripe. Aaron Rodgers has a reason to do this. We gave him the hammer, the nails, the wood to build this boat. But then he went on the island, and we were like, where you going? We said float away, but not there. He went somewhere that I'm not going to lie. It's okay to be disruptive, but what's your destination? I don't know where he going. Here's the problem why I know it's not money-based. You keep making that a strong argument if I believed it, but I don't. You know why I know it's not money-based? Because if it were, how is one of the options, I'm going to retire? That ain't making you no money, retiring. So you can't sit there and sit on that straw man argument about, it's about the money. No, it ain't. Oh, it's about the power. Why now? Dog, you don't want, this ain't your first MVP. This ain't your second MVP. Aaron Rodgers, you've been Aaron Rodgers. Have you met Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers has been Aaron Rodgers for a long damn time. So if it's not about the money, and if it's not about the power, it's about the fire that they lit under you by drafting Jordan Love and not drafting receivers, et cetera. That same fire that they thought was going to burn you, all it did was warm you to the place where you once again restored the roar and became Aaron Rodgers the Great. Now, that same feeling that you are feeling because they tried to slight me, now you're going to use that to cause commotion. But where you going again? Once again, the destination. It's okay to be disruptive. It's okay to say I have demands. But what's your destination? Because it ain't money, because retirement wouldn't be an option. It ain't power, because the door's been open. You're Aaron damn Rodgers. And you've seen how this played out before with Brett Favre, someone on your level or not your level. So what you doing, Aaron Rodgers? It just seems like it's not a calculated move. It's just all emotional content.
But I think, Sel, that in all honesty, one, you can take different routes to get to the same destination.
Facts.
Or two, you have different destinations.
Okay, where you think
when you go on, when you look up and you realize, okay, we got a week off on this show, you be like, okay, I go to Hawaii. I go to Cabo. I could go to Cancun. I could go to Dominican Republic. You go have fun at a variety of places.
Now,
you got different options.
Hey, the DR. Go to the DR. You should go to DR. Go to DR. Go to DR.
The kicker is this.
I did.
All of those would make you happy.
Hell yeah.
Some happier than the next, but they would all make you happy.
Facts.
And then even as you're starting to consider those, regardless of how much money you have, you still start to look at money for different things.
Yes.
Right? Like, do I want to fly first? Do I want to take a PJ? How big a PJ do I want to take? You start to look at different options.
PJ, you paying? Oh, shit.
It's not to say, Sel, that it's about the money, nor is it to say that it's about the destination, but they play a factor.
Okay.
You've been in situations, I've been in situations where I'm like, no, it's not about the money. But it could be about the money depending upon the money. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I've never been somewhere where it ain't about the money.
You ain't been in a situation where it's like, you know, like when you're choosing...
I ain't never been disrespected, so it's always about the money.
Okay, you drafted to Buffalo.
Drafted.
You end up going to the Chargers. Chargers paid you more than the Bills, correct?
Bills told me they ain't even gonna try to pay me because I'm gonna be too expensive.
I'm sure there could have been
Didn't hurt my feelings either.
There could have been a point where if the Bills would have paid you $500,000
I wouldn't have taken it.
But if they would have paid you $5,000 less, you may have taken it.
No.
You're being facetious. But at the point at which you don't have to move to the Chargers, you may have taken it.
San Diego, Buffalo? Let me stop. You're gonna get me in trouble.
But there comes a point where money plays a factor, but it's not all about the money. I think that's where Aaron Rodgers is.
You got to get me to where I belong. You got to get me to what I deserve, what I've earned. Right now in beef, he's the 5th highest paid player in the NFL. For those who don't understand what that means you're the 5th highest paid player in history because everybody making the most money right now, right? So, and you want more? Why did you let off M80s, M100s, firecrackers, and dynamite and make a fireworks show? Just come in here. How much you need, bro?
That's
but it's
not how
more
it
than
works.
money.
That's not how it works.
I have not been in a situation where it's more than money because everything else I iron out before we get to the money. All my bosses, all my relationships, all the people that work for me, we ain't beefing over the money part because that's what you earned. Everything else is just like, I'm going to treat you right or tell me if I'm not.
But you know how it goes.
That's bad communication if it's more than money.
It sounds great sitting here on a desk in a suit, but sometimes you got to kick and scream to get what you want because people aren't going to hand you money freely. Look at Jalen Ramsey. Had to kick and scream. Became the highest paid.
He would have got them. See,
we don't
stay
know.
in the money vacuum.
We don't know.
Jacksonville wasn't going to pay him. They were begging him.
We don't know if he's going to get the most. Look at Earl Thomas. Had to kick and scream. End up being the highest paid.
He wanted more
guys
money.
Have to kick and scream before they get what they... If you just be a nice... Bro, look at Zeke versus looking at Dak.
2 years early.
Got it. But look at Zeke.
And look at who won that one.
Zeke literally had to leave the country, not report, and sit quiet just to get his. And then for 2 years
early, you do got to leave
for
to cause some
2 years, we like, Dak, when you going to pay Dak? When you going to pay Dak? You had to kick and scream. Sometimes you got to kick and scream to guess what's yours.
I hear you.
Aaron Rodgers, he kicking. He's screaming. Hopefully he gets what's his. Coming up, the Suns are on fire with 4 straight playoff wins. We'll tell you if it's time to take them seriously. Next, think for yourself. I know you would have stayed in Buffalo, bro. What? The Suns did not let up after bouncing the Lakers in the first round. They used a 16-0 second-half run to take care of the Nuggets in Game 1 last night. Phoenix had 4 players score at least 20 points, and Chris Paul returned to his MVP form with 21 and 11. So, Sel, let's talk that talk. Is it time to take the Suns serious?
Yes, it is time. I mean, actually, it's been time. Ask the Lakers. Woo, that hurt. You know why? One thing that jumps out, especially in this series, is if DeAndre Ayton, which I call DeAndre Ayton.
Talk about it.
Is going to neutralize Jokic.
Talk about it.
Oh, it's a wrap. Like, don't even show up if you're different. Don't even show up if that's going to happen again. Now, let's talk about this team in deception because everyone sees the Phoenix Suns coming and they think of offensive production because you see Devin Booker. You see Eaton out there balling. You see CP3 leading the charge and being clutch CP3. However, what you don't see is how well they're playing defensively. This is their secret sauce right here. The Suns, the only team in the playoffs allowing less than 100 points per game. What? 24th in the regular season, Now y'all the best in the playoffs right now. Holding teams to a playoff best 42% from the field. Here's the problem. If this team's going to come out with a sniper like Booker and then play some stout defense and also have the character and the poise of a Chris Paul-led team, they're going to be a tough out, if not an out at all. So, yeah, I'm taking them serious.
Yeah, the Suns are maximizing their potential at the right time. What is potential? Having or showing the capacity to develop into something in the future. And everybody on the Suns who had potential is finally being reached. Devin Booker, yeah, we knew he could score, put up 70 in a game, but we're like, he can't do it in the playoffs. He's never played in a playoff game. Yeah, 8-0 in the bubble, but he's never done anything in meaningful minutes. Devin Booker, playing 46 minutes in closeout games against the Lakers, giving you 40-plus points. Okay, Jay Crowder, he nice, but I mean, is he really all that? Jay Crowder's known to score threes and to play D, and he's doing just that at a maximal level. DeAndre Ayton, I mean, they drafted him before Luka. They drafted him before Trae Young. I mean, he a bust. Ain't no way he gonna live up to that. 20 points, 10 boards, held the Joker, who's about to win MVP, to 20 points, 10 boards, like you just said, playing at a MVP caliber level because he's playing at the same level as somebody who's MVP caliber. So then CP3, yeah, but can he stay healthy? And if he gets hurt, he can't play through injuries. We've seen him before. He was up 3-2 with the Rockets against Golden State, got hurt, came back, Rockets end up losing. Doesn't come back, Rockets end up losing. Now plays through a shoulder injury to eliminate the Lakers, and now is playing as if he doesn't even have a shoulder injury to begin with. Yeah. Time to take the Suns seriously because they're developing, maturing, and maximizing their potential all before our eyes. It's not a matter of peaking in sports. It's a matter of peaking at the right time in sports. And the Phoenix Suns are peaking at the right time. And lastly, Sel, I think more than any team in the playoffs thus far and still remaining, every player is fulfilling their responsibilities. Devin Booker, your responsibility is to score, scoring at a high level. Jay Crowder, 3-and-D, doing that at a maximal level. Campaign, come off the bench and relieve CP3 or Booker and give us points. Doing that as a maximal level for a guy coming off the bench. CP3, just be a leader, and in the end of the game, in crunch time, manage the ball. Doing that at a maximal level. Ayton, hey, big dog, we just need you to show up as the #1 overall pick that you were, and he's doing that. Everybody is fulfilling their responsibility more than any other team. Suns are legit.
Man, they are legit, man. Let me add some ingredients to what you just cooked up there. Let's go to Chipotle right there. You know what I'm saying? Boy, extra guac. Why you ask me, do you want guac? I'm like,
duh.
I mean, duh. I don't give a damn. It costs more than a burrito. I want some guac. I love it. Here's the thing. You see the energy as well? I mean, this is a true home court advantage. We were talking about that with Colvin in our production meeting. They got real energy in terms of not only from the fan base, but actually on the court. More importantly, man, their defense, I keep telling people, they are defending the three-point line the best of all playoff teams. That matters in a game that is all about the three-point. But here's the thing, CP3, I got to give him his flowers right now. That's the homie, too. But here's the thing. My son, I have this thing, it's this boxing little mannequin in my garage. We call him Punch Paul. And he's one of the things you can hit, no matter how many times you hit him, it's water-based. He ain't going nowhere. Punch Paul just always look like this, right? But my son, his little strong 5-year-old butt, likes to hit him hard. I said, no, don't hit him hard, because you're going to break your wrist. You're going to hurt your knuckles. He's like, and then he ball his fist real tight. This is the Phoenix Suns before Chris Paul. Balling their fist tight could hurt themselves. Not good enough. Not all the way playing optimal. CP3 is that rap. You ever go to the gym when you rap it?
Yep, take them wrists.
Now they are a tightly formed fist. And boy, people out there getting punched right in the mouth. Coming up, Jazz are next up for the Clippers tonight. We got that. Oh, I'll tell you who will win the series. Hopefully, Acho agrees with me. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Good job, CP3. Rap. Woo! My Clippers. Yes, my Clippers are fresh off an impressive Game 7 win against the Mavericks. Bye-bye. But there's no rest for Kawhi Leonard's squad. Next up for LA, the #1 seeded Jazz. But Utah will not have Mike Conley for Game 1 tonight. Got a hamstring, got that Harden. So, Acho, which team wins the series? My Clippers or some music genre?
I'm assuming you're saying the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay. So, real quick, there's a reason at the casinos, I haven't used a casino story in a while.
You haven't.
But there's a reason I prefer the game of Baccarat over Blackjack. See, Baccarat is more of a team game. You can either bet on the player or you can bet on the banker. That means you and I can bet together.
Baccarat?
Yes,
That's
Baccarat.
The one that roll around in red, black,
No, that's roulette.
What's
but Baccarat, I'll talk to you about it off camera, but we can bet together. See, in blackjack, we're playing a part. Yeah. So blackjack, I could be playing and I could be getting stung by the dealer and you winning. And I can't do nothing because you winning and I'm losing. But in baccarat, if you hot, I can bet on your hand. ACL, put a quick 100 on your hand.
That's right.
You've been hot lately with your takes.
Hot lately?
You've been hot.
Since I met you.
You've been hot with your takes. So honestly, who wins this series? Whoever Marcellus says wins the series is winning this series. Okay. Because I'm tired of getting stung by the dealer. I'm out here betting my hand. Oh, the Bucks gonna win in 6. The Nets need James Harden. Oh, Tom Brady, he too old. And I'm tired of getting stung. Meanwhile, Marcellus over here stacking his chips. And I'm looking, hey, how much money you got? And he doing this. No. Whoever says is winning this series is going to win this series because I need to win a hand. So the Clippers going to win this series. Yes. In all honesty, the Clippers do have the more talented team. Yes. I am trusting that they finally care about the game. Trust Ty Lue as a coach. Ty Lue won them Game 7 against the Mavericks. I believe in the Clippers winning.
Yeah, I believe in us as well. I mean, I could go with all these notes. It's boring. I just like our bond. We finally went through something. You know, I told you and I, we ain't hung out just yet. We
talking about it.
We getting there.
Now we planning it.
Coming. Pandemic behind us. We about to get it in. And boy, our bond, our chemistry, everything gonna be better. But we've known each other before this years ago, so it's like we got to get back to the getting. That said, boy, the Clippers got back to the getting. They got, talking about that tight fist and talking about interlocking. They went through the fire and they survived it. So I'm believing in our bond. I'm believing in making the tough decisions. Ty Lue, salute. Looking at Kawhi, locking in, saying, Luka, you're going to get yours, but you're not going to get enough. All of those things add up to a Clippers win. But you brought up that Vegas story or a gambling story. I used to be the guy, when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at everybody's chips, this is to let you know I'm a novice in gambling or I just don't have the attention span. I see who has the highest
and you bet with them?
And I bet with them. And then my boy be like, hey, man, that's like not much money. Like, because a lot of people, the high ones, $1, $5, $10, $20.
Quarters.
And then I see someone only got 3. And he be like, oh, those
$5,000 chips. So you got 3 purples.
Yeah, be careful. These purples. I'm hoping the Clippers going to win, but I don't know if I should push them all in. We'll see. Coming up, the Ravens offense could be opening things up this season. Really? We'll tell you if Lamar Jackson is capable of letting it rip. Next, don't speak for yourself. That's crazy.
Things are going to look a little different for the Ravens this season. Lamar Jackson has been taking snaps under center more than ever before in the offseason. And Baltimore's OC, Greg Roman, says, quote, there might be some games this year where we're really letting it rip. So, Marcellus, is Lamar Jackson capable of letting it rip?
Let it rip it, baby. I'll rip it right. Oh, look, yes, he's capable of it, damn it. He already led the league in passing, and they wouldn't even let him rip. So, of course, he can let it rip now. And I love when we sit up here and what we say pierces through. I know you heard me, Greg Roman. You know I got your back, but just let the man throw the football. If you open up the playbook, you will open up the possibilities of this team making the Super Bowl. Let's go.
It's not what Lamar Jackson is capable of doing because he is capable of letting it rip. Greg Roman, you're capable of calling an offense that will allow him to let it rip. We know you got top rushing offenses, but you're always bottom 10 in passing offense. Don't put this one on Lamar Jackson. You're not about to use him as a scapegoat. Lamar Jackson's capable if the Ravens offense is capable.
Thank you. Under center, shotgun. Long as he's in a huddle, long as he's on your team, let that man shine. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live is next.